Hello again. Subtracting two negative numbers. Before we start the lesson, let me remind you, when you have positive next to it negative, the answer is going to be negative. Remember, common sense, that the positive will not change what's after it. That's why the negative will stay negative. Here, also it's going to be negative. But to logically think about it, the negative will give me what's opposite what comes after. So here, if I have positive, the opposite of it is negative. So that's why I'm getting a negative. So when you have a positive next to a negative, like these two, your answer is going to be negative. You replace these two by negative. Well, when you have two positive, it's going to stay positive. And when you have two negative next to each other, you change it to positive. Keep that in mind. Let us solve. I'm gonna subtract two negative numbers. Look over here. You have -4 and you have -5. In between, I have the subtraction operator. I am subtracting two negative numbers. What we saw in the previous slide will help me here. I'm gonna replace these two signs by one only. It's gonna be positive over here. So now I have -4 plus 5. What we took in the previous video, when I am adding a negative number to a positive one, take the sign of the bigger number. Here 5 is larger than 4. Its sign is positive. Before it you have plus. So it's positive. This is for the 5. So my final answer is going to be positive. So now I'm going to subtract these two numbers. 5 minus 4 is 1. My answer is positive 1. So you have different signs. You choose which one, the negative or the positive. You choose the sign of the bigger number and then you subtract. If you see positive 5 minus 4, these two equations are the same. We only change the place, and we can do so in addition and subtraction. Just make sure to move the sign with it. So here what I did, I moved the positive 5 to the beginning. Now 5 minus 4 is easier for me. It is also 1. So these two equations, they are the same. They will give me the same answer. As we said, we only moved the places. Do not forget, the first one will give me negative. The second one will also give me a negative. Positive and positive, I can replace it by positive. Negative and negative, I can replace it by positive. Another example, you can pause the video, try by yourself. When you see two signs, replace it by 1 to make it easier for you. So now you have -8 plus 1. Remember, one of them is negative, the other one is positive. I need to choose a sign. Which one, the negative or the positive? So you look at the bigger number. In other words, I am looking at the larger distance. 8 is more than 1, so I am in the negative side. The negative will win. My answer is going to be negative, but -1. Find the difference between these two numbers. 8 minus 1 is 7. You need to understand before just memorizing and throwing numbers. Okay, so the 8 is bigger. I chose the negative. My answer is going to be -7. So if they have the same sign, you combine. If not, you need to let them go away from each other. Separate them. We subtract. If you see it this way, it is the same. These two equations represent the same one. They will give the same answer. Try to watch it again. Try to solve the equations again so you can become better. See you in the next video.